Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a rocha. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. Oh. This close of border no work. Oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anokia. You hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle. From the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! One walk the robi muma odema. Hey! Imeredima. Oh, Imeredima. I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. the history of the Greek gods, Medusa. They say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she would dry you and you become stone. Medusa have snake, you know, her hair. Medusa's hair is snake. Because of the power in Medusa went. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee la ha n'iyi Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehie ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site gosi wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo ekwensu bụ zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee la ha n'iyi Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehie ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma.
One of their principal ideas is that this should be done in a peaceful way. Is your group opposed to a peaceful way of achieving Biafra, or are you in support of both sides, whether peaceful or non-peaceful? What is your group behind?
I support both sides. If they give us peace, that is wonderful. If they decide to go down the route of violence, then I can give you this assurance today. Of course, your worldwide listeners and viewers may be able to note this. If they do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing living in that very zoo they call Nigeria. Nothing will survive there, I can assure you. You see, 1967 to 1970 is not 2013 to 2015. We had scientists then, now we have men that can make things happen, even better than what we had in the late 60s. So that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I'm a student of contemporary history. I have never come across anywhere in history books where you get your freedom out of a peaceful process. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever.
Now, let me ask you, if you look at the world today, look at a place like Scotland, where people, the Scottish, are in the process of trying to see if they will get their own country. Basically, the way they went about it was to say, we want to be separate from the British England, and they are putting a process where they will vote, and if majority of them say they want to move, and they will move. Now, I want to ask you, do you think that if you ask majority of Igbo people today whether they should be part of Nigeria or part of Biafra, that you have the numbers that will come to your side of the argument?
Yes, we have over 98% of our people willing. The other 2% are those fathered by Hausa Fulani men as a consequence of the war. Everybody born as a Biafran, everybody born as an Igbo, Ibibio, Efik, Anangebanke, anybody born as a Jo has freedom implanted in their DNA. That is why we have autonomous communities. Have you seen anywhere in the world where you have autonomous communities? Have you seen? The answer is no. The reason why we have autonomous communities is because we are born to be free. We want to be autonomous, and that freedom must be carried right all the way to the heart of governance in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. We must make this very, very clear and abundantly clear to our people that our quest is for us to be free. You mentioned Scotland. Scotland is already a free nation. What they are seeking in Scotland is independence. We are not free and we are not independent either. So that is why the same scenario doesn't apply at all. In Scotland, as a Scottish person, you have your own parliament. You can do whatever you like. You even have what is called tax-raising powers. You can raise taxes or you can lower them as you like. The Scottish Court of Sessions is in charge of the entire legal process in Scotland.
Now, let me ask you. I know. Why don't your group push for that in a place like the National Conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not?
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that you never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were thrashed out very well, is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer point of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria.
I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is a fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself on war. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is a fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
Welcome once again to this amazing program. I welcome everyone that has connected to this platform. Please like and share the program to family and friends. Like and share the program to everyone that is close to you. Wherever you are watching us from, I want to urge you this evening to make sure you bring somebody along. The restoration of Biafra must continue, and the recognition must be pursued. Do not allow anyone to distract you. We know there are so many distractions. But if you are sincere to yourself and you are focused, you will not be distracted. The enemies of Biafra are coming from all angles, from all corners. They are throwing everything at us. They threw their blackmail, they threw their propaganda, they threw their confusions and divisions. Do not allow anybody to get you divided. The plan of the enemy is to stop us from pursuing where we are going. They have succeeded in planting moles among us, but we thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama that these moles have been discovered. today under the command of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, we can see that distraction is not allowed. Even in the midst of all their lies and all their propaganda, in the midst of all their deceit, we see that Biafrans are not relenting, and we can never be deceived. They have tried to use different kinds of strategies to drag us back. They have tried to apply different kinds of system to drag us back. But I thank Chukwu that Biafran people cannot be distracted or disrupted. No matter the propaganda you see, do not allow them to weigh you down. We have a mission and a vision, and we must continue to pursue that mission. We must continue to pursue that mission. The mission is to see that Biafra is restored. The mission is to see that Biafra is restored, no matter what the enemies are saying, no matter what the enemies are doing, no matter their propaganda or their blackmail. We must remain consistent. They are going to come on different angles. They are going to come with different tricks, but you must not allow them to succeed. Their target is to distract you and divert your attention from what you are supposed to do. You must not allow them to divert your attention. No matter how they try, you must remain consistent. No matter what they do, you must remain consistent. Already we know there is only one United States of Biafra. We have a government under the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Every one of us must continue to do what we are doing. Every one of us must continue to say the praise. Every one of us must continue to support the United States of Biafra. No matter what the enemies of Biafrans are doing, no matter their propaganda and their distraction, no matter what they are throwing at us, we must not allow them to distract us. Tomorrow, the Deputy Prime Minister is going to have a press briefing with our lawyer. Make sure you are in that tomorrow press briefing. Do not miss it. Make sure you listen and pay attention so that you can know what is going on. We, the Biafran people, can never be cajoled. We can never be distracted. We can never be confused or deceived. No matter what the enemies are doing, no matter their propaganda or their blackmail, the truth will always prevail. We are focusing on the truth and nothing but the truth. We have nothing to prove to anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter the propaganda or blackmail that you are pushing. You cannot stop us. we are focused on things that are genuine. And we are genuinely focusing on the restoration of Biafra. Under the Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Eba, today, being run and controlled by the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, every Biafra must continue to give their utmost support until we get to the promised land. Our enemies are doing everything to distract us. Our enemies are doing everything to draw our attention, but we will not allow them to distract us. Continue to focus on those things that matters. Continue to focus on the information that matters. If you are still confused out there, it is because you want to be confused. If you are still having a doubt, it is because your heart is not pure. For everyone that is pure and sincere, none of them is confused. Everyone that is sincere in their heart and pure, none is confused. Everyone knows what they are supposed to do, and they are doing that as we speak. Support the liberation of Biafra the best way you can, and do not allow anybody to distract you or deter you. My fellow Biafran, as always, I'm going to share with you a program in case you missed it, so that you can catch up. And as you're watching, please kindly share to others to also watch and pass the message as they watch.
73% said sometimes or always they were treated unfairly by the government. This is last year. This is the highest rate of any ethnic group surveyed in Africa. In their view, they are sometimes or always treated unfairly by the government.
So it's issue of injustice?
It is a deep grievance, and it's a disconnect from the Nigeria project, as was mentioned earlier. And I mentioned that number just to underscore the underlying grievance that has to be addressed. So amnesty is potentially part of a package, but the disconnect has to be addressed, and the Southeast is a core pillar of the Nigeria project. It comes back to the discussion of its importance. So all of these issues that are being discussed are inherently political. They're being seen through a political lens. For example, infrastructure, development. The grievance is, you have a very productive region that is exporting not just to Nigeria, but internationally. You have, I think, Imo and Anambra are number 4 and number 6 for GDP in Nigeria. And that was in 2021, which was a very violent year. So even amidst the violence, three of the 5 states in Southeast are in the top 12 for GDP per capita. Yet there's no seaport. The bridges are not good. The roads are not good. So it is a development and infrastructure issue, but it's seen through a political lens as a political grievance. The same with security, which is you have significant deployment of security forces, yet the perception is the DPOs are not from Southeast. Many of the officers are not from Southeast. They are not necessarily well-versed in the local context. And so they're not performing the role of community security in a way that they or other communities would expect. So that's a security issue, yes, but it's also perceived through a political lens. And it's the same with federal appointments and involvement in governance. So these are development, these are policy, these are economic issues, but they're seen through a broader political lens that they're not being kind of fairly adjudicated. And I think that's really important to underscore. So amnesty as part of a package may be a solution, but the underlying grievances have to be addressed with an understanding of the political perception, how the infrastructure problems, how the economic problems, how the security issues are perceived politically, and what it means to have a more representative involvement in those efforts from a Southeast perspective. Yes, it has to be a multi-stakeholder approach. The sensitive issues have to be addressed, and there needs to be involvement of the key stakeholders as this initiative is doing. That being said, in contexts like this, you might not move everybody over. You might not convince everybody. But where you make a serious effort and where you provide legitimate avenues, you will see a significant reduction in popular grievance that draws down support for extremism and makes it very difficult to operate. So a multi-stakeholder approach doesn't immediately solve all the problems, but it changes the trajectory, and it moves a lot of the public into using or trying to use the legitimate mechanisms again, as opposed to staying on the sidelines or even supporting extremist activity. So it's where you need to start, and it's the direction that you need to go.
This video I've just played is just to show you the awareness that the world has about the atrocities the Nigerian government is committing against the Biafrans. The human rights organized this program, and you hear in their own words that 75% of the Biafran people, more especially the Igbos, the highest in the whole of Africa, believe that Nigerian government have treated them unfairly, have marginalized them, have committed atrocities against them. The injustice of Nigerian government against the Biafran, more than 75% of Biafrans confess this. These informations are in the public. So sometimes when we talk a thing they don't know, they know with all this knowledge that they have about it. All we are asking is to allow us to be on our own, to manage ourselves. But they wouldn't allow it. You heard him say it. More than 75% of the Igbo Biafrans believe that there is injustice against them. And it's not just believe, this injustice is pronounced. He mentioned the injustice by himself. Up to this moment, these things are still ongoing. And nobody wants to look into it. But I bet you it will not be for too long. We have gotten to the end of the road, and we will end it by the special grace of God. Yeah, welcome, my brother Akonyo Wetra. Let's hear from you. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and speak.
Yeah, good morning, Augustus.
No. Welcome.
Good morning to my brother there, Uncle Greg. Moreover, they know that that's the issue. My brother, Uncle Tuesday, the thing they made all the video. Our people are quite reluctant, gullible by day. And when we don't send there yesterday, I even called you to call your attention to the video yesterday night. From Edmund Rubio. So
yeah, I saw the video.
What I want to state this morning is that when I was going through the video, at a point, I became emotional. But I took my time to finish both the part 1 and the part 2 of the interview. So, I now came to the realization that why is it that all these veterans, I even said that I will tell you that government should call the attention of all these guys. I mean, this is our new government now, to get more information, because the man said there are some things he will go down specifically. But at the end of the interview, Edmund asked him Is Biafra going to be realized again? Say that the country has existed in history. That is it. That is just yeah. Now, I want to ask, why is it that all these people that fought this fight of us becoming a country, and he defined one thing. He said that that Biafra means born. Uh, how did he put it there? Well, he just say it's born of agony, fighting to survive, fighting to survive. He just said the meaning. He said that is how the name was coined. Now, those things that you people that make you people to fight, and because of what you people went through during the fight and after the fight, those things are still happening, even more worse now. It is not obvious that like it were then, but they are gradually getting to that stage. And you people now are saying that the people, the generation that come up now that are calling for that they do not know what you people went through. And that is the reason why, because after all this interview, after this expose, people will say that they will affirm the miscreants that they called us, that we don't know what they passed through. Because if all this is going on now, as we are looking for this, our sovereign nation, all these people that are still alive, even if referendum, even if we referendum now, or maybe consultation, the West, people of importance, as they may call it, this thing no longer. That's a report how the thing and maybe exist like that. They will come and speak good grammar, good narration of what they passed through. I want to ask them, and I want government to send a lobby, try to reach out to them, because the man made mention of one is saying there is a long talk. If you go through the video, you understand where I'm going. Let government go to them, get all those facts as they are first hand. Let's forget about books that they've written. Let's go and get those things, record their voice, let them explain, because the man explained many things there that can even make one to cry. Then government ask them, does it mean that these things that happen then is not happening again? Let them set it there. Because they do say that the thing is happening, but because of cohesion that will come. Because those people are our problem. Those people. This subway for, because some people are strong to subway. I'm going to hammer off. Before they got to do stand out to do. And then the storage GAD. And then the storage GAD. But when I make my own stand, it's the pain that our people went through. Coming from first-hand information, we are not talking of written documentary. But this one is first-hand information. People that took their part in the war, they suffered during the war, they suffer after the war. Government should ask them. So because of the suffering that you people went through, you should continue to suffer. These people do not suffer. And to Igbos, let us understand that this war, that those our veterans thought that it has finished, it has ended, that the war is still ongoing. If we do not rise up in unity, our unborn children, they might blame us, and after blaming us, they will succumb to the heat. Because that man from our right channel television that said that in 50 years to come, that the Fulani will ensure that they Islamize Nigeria. Their agenda is not Islamizing Nigeria. We should wake up from our slumber. this Islamization of Nigeria. Abu here and that we take our land. Only last year, like that, or therefore, like begging for a Christian home. Take care of a Christian. Or Christian law like a congaco. How we not confuse ourselves by Islamization? These people are coming for our land. They want to take our land and make our people subjugate our people to slavery. Because when they overpower us, if God will allow them to actualize their plan, of which is what they are passing to their new generation, as they are telling their new generation that Igbo as a tribe in Nigeria, as an ethnic group in Nigeria, is the problem of Nigeria. Thereby making them to understand that they need to take away the Igbo. Because if they succeed in tapping our wings, as they've taken over our political elite, making them a huge, they will be expanding that their motive until they conquer our land. The Islamization we are talking of, this is their religion. If they come, they get our land, definitely they'll start worshipping their God in their own way. So let us put away that they are coming to Islamize us. What Islamization that they are after? They are after our land. They are after our land. They are after our land. And they are in for revenge. People should lay hold of this history. Get them to give us what happened. First-hand information of what happened. On voice notes. Because our people are not good in reading. Government should get them, because when you get to Ghana, as then when we zoom in Ghana, all the quotes of Kwame Nkrumah, all his speech, and the Ghana talk for ya on all the quote, in all for an hour. The voice many people will go there and get those things from Kwame Nkrumah. Some people are going online now. Go and get all the things Mr. Mandela said. Our government should get hold of these people and interview them, beg them to give us the information so that we use it to educate our people. Then our people that are in the struggle, it is high time that we understand the mission of the Fulani, the mission of other tribes in Nigeria, mostly the Fulani man, because of the coup of January 15, 1966. They have not forgiven the Igbo. The man said it. They've not forgiven us. I'm not saying that I'm not aware of what I'm saying. But I'm saying it to the people that maybe they are unaware or they've not got to know all these things that we are saying. People should wake up and know that the mission is not because of to come and Islamize people's land. The mission is to come and take our land. The earlier the better for us. So that is all I have to say this morning. My brother, that's all I have to say. And that video, when I talk, he made the video did. Of course, all those places with vital points. And because almost 1 hour, 2 hours video. So I've been email it because now when you carry on, you need to be. I don't know what the man is. How this thing I know me abu ogo anu abu ogo amanu mangasi na gala cha na preach. But very Simon. They should go back to preaching because these people they are not doing us good. Their children will ask them, this Biafra. I just have that word of discouragement how they put. All they do more.
Thank you so much, my
brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. I got you. I got the video and I watched that video. Maybe you didn't start watching on time. I spoke something about it. I'm going to try to use it for program. Maybe I'm going to try to download it and we use it because this point we are portraying was where got me angry. Actually, it got me angry, and that made me to go and watch what he was saying in the beginning and all that. And it was so annoying when I got to that part where he was asked that question and he was talking rubbish. You see, when you look at this, it's just like this stage where we are now in the media. You see, some of us in the media are talking trash. And you can imagine the kind of report this kind of people will give in time to come when Biafra comes. So, in as much as he claims to be the media aide of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, from his word and his explanations, he could know where he stands. And this set of people are people who are still today looking for relevance in Nigerian government. For him to make a statement and say there is no hope in Biafra and Biafra is not going to come and all those, trying to talk down on the Biafra, it's a shame. It's a shame to him and his generation. And that is, it's really sad. It's really sad. But my joy is that there are many veterans and people who worked hard, who were in the face of the war, and today they are still in the front of this struggle, supporting financially, morally, and in other way around. One of the last men who died during, I think, last 2 years, the man that met our Supreme Damas in Nandekano, Onwatuigwa, whatever, is it Onwatuigwa? I think I've forgotten his name. He spoke eloquently about the condition that Biafrans face, and he said it categorically clear that things are worse now than it was before even they went for that revolution. And he went ahead to dedicate the book he wrote. He said every money he got from that book, he dedicated it to the Biafran struggle. This was a man who was in the forefront. He was among the 5 generals who conducted the revolution that they call a coup. And there are so many other veterans who have spoken eloquently, are still spoken and supported. But when you see these ones that come out and begin to talk down on Biafra and telling you that it's not obtainable, telling you how uninformed we are, they are the people that are not uninformed. That man, I bet you, is uninformed. He's uninformed, and he, being a press secretary, if he was informed and doing his work, he should have known that the United States of America was about switching their tone. They are about switching to support Biafra before Biafra hands off. People like him, who we are supposed to be supporting our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, to get information, we are not doing what they're supposed to do. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. If they were up in the game and doing what they're supposed to, they're supposed to know that it wasn't time. They were not, even if they have stayed for some few months more, the game would have changed. And there is no how United States will come to the side of Biafra and it will remain the same. There is no going back. We would have been free long before now. But because people like him, we are not getting the right information we are supposed to get. And today he's want to come and accuse us and tell us we don't know much, that he knows everything. And when you hear the way he was explaining his narrative, things he can't, you can see that there are some of them, Mazen Naneka used to say it, that anybody that you see that remains rich after the civil war is a saboteur. Anyone that remains rich after the civil war, they are all saboteurs. They were part of those who were working for the government and also working for Biafra. And when you see the role he played in the coming back of our eternal leader, with that role he played, he has already planted himself into the one Nigeria. He has planted himself into one Nigeria and fixed himself on, and there is no way you can expect him to talk about the issue of Biafra. So while I was listening to him, I was reading those kind of things where he committed himself, where he did this and that. And by the grace of God, maybe tomorrow or next, I will start using that his idiotic narrative to make a program. You know? And the revelation he was saying he was going to take to his grave. Let him take it to his grave. Let him go. The revelation is that he said somebody who wanted to assassinate our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, he doesn't want to mention the name. He doesn't want to say who the person is, and he's ready to take it to his grave. Let him go ahead and take whatever he wants to take it to his grave. We have enough information out there for us to get what we want. There are many people like that, even in this our struggle. And I say, as we are in media, we are discussing. You can see what is happening in the media today. Some media are speaking from both sides of the mouth. Some are collecting bribes. Some are pretending the war for Biafra. Meanwhile, they are doing a different thing altogether. And you can imagine what they will report. After the restoration of Biafra, you come to them for interview. You know what they will say and the kind of information they're going to pass. we can never be deterred. No amount of distraction will catch us. In as much as those idiots are trying to demoralize Biafrans, but I bet you when the spirit of Biafra possesses you, you will not move, neither will you shake. My brother Greg, you're welcome. Thank you for joining, Greg. Sorry for keeping you that long. Go ahead and speak to us, my brother Greg. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, my brother Chus. God bless you this morning.
You're welcome, my brother.
Good morning to all our brothers in the house. I'm greeting to all the men, Akonye Weta and Prince Ewuchukwu.
Yeah.
Yes, my brother, I can hear a lot of nonsense coming from people that you think they are reasonable. So it is exactly the same thing that is happening today. You know, most of people understand the meaning of them coming to this struggle. Many of them came there because maybe some friends convinced them, not knowing exactly the full meaning of them coming into the struggle of Biafra and what that Biafra means to them. So they have not realized exactly what Biafra really means to them. So is this man that we are talking about now that said if Biafra is not, it will not be possible.
Yeah.
So this kind of person that stayed very close to Ikemba, monitor most of the things, know everything about Ikemba. So some of them who came very close to him were the people who make the Biafra did not work.
Exactly.
And exactly the same thing that is happening today. Because you cannot tell me that somebody who had been holding a position of finance and the media, somebody that every time that Simon Ekpan wants to come to have a meeting or having any show or having any meeting or this, they must be there, listen to him, know where he's going and what he wants. And the same people are the people that are standing today, are the same people that stand and said that because Simon Ekpa was not there, that Biafra will not be declared.
Mm.
So, what do you think about those people? They don't know what they want. And they don't even understand whom Simon Ekpan is and what Simon Ekpan was preaching all about.
They don't.
Instead, they pick it very, very wrong, where it will favor them. That because Simon Ekpan did not obey Nnamdi Kanu, why must they obey Simon Ekpan? Which was wrong. Simon Ekpan obeyed Nnamdi Kanu 100%.
100%.
Simon Ekpan, when Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, Simon Ekpan were not aware. The DS people know that Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. And when he get to Simon Ekpan, he cooled down, he kept very quiet, listening to the people that is on administration within Nnamdi Kanu.
He was even supporting the DOS. He was supporting the DOS and asking
exactly.
to support them.
They did not do anything. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the prison through his Sabo lawyer, he could not hold it. He said that Nnamdi Kanu give order for Simon Ekpan to carry on in the radio Biafra. They swear over the dead body that it will not happen. They say they start giving Simon Ekpan the condition that was not from Nnamdi Kanu.
Mm.
That he should have to give up his platform. They come up, they lie that they sent him a paper to sign, that he must sign, which no paper was sent to him. Simon Ekpan come on the air and say, if any person say that he posted any letter to him or gave him any letter to sign, let that person stand up and say where and when. Nobody answered that. Simon Ekpan started supporting them. Say, let everybody queue in and support the DOS. Instead, immediately the DOS started fighting Simon Ekpan that he is not IPOB. He is not IPOB. He is not IPOB. Where did they get it wrong with Simon Ekpan? Even when Nnamdi Kanu give that direction, he still obeyed the DOS, but they are unable to follow up, or they don't want him in any way to come closer to them or work with him in anyhow.
Yes.
So now Simon Ekman say, okay, no problem. Whatever the masses want, that is what I will support. Then the masses started supporting sit at home. That is where they have problem with Simon Ekman. Simon Ekman said, if the mass is supporting sit at home, I will support sit at home. I am on the side of sit at home. With that said, he's still calling on the OAs, come, let people not see it that we are breaking or we have fashion. Come, we don't let this not be. They start calling him names, attacking him. He started begging and begging and begging and begging. So somebody who worked with Simon Ekman came out and tell somebody that Simon Ekpa did not obey the order from Nnamdi Kanu. That person is a criminal. And that person is not supposed to be in this struggle, whoever it might be. That is the fact. So, these are the kind of people that we are very close to Maazị Ojukwu Ikemba. That is what we are suffering today. So, until people understand what it means to be free, I don't need any position. Mr. Choose. As you see me here now, start working. I stopped working in Germany in 2003. I registered private business. Until Buhari came 2016, the business cropped. Everything died down. I have to go back to work. So somebody who did not work for so long, having on his self-business, I know if I tell you how much I lose, you cannot believe it. Because there is no freedom. If there had been a freedom, I cannot be in this position today.
At all.
I know how much thousands of euros I lost in this Dutch land. So when somebody started telling you there will be no freedom, that person is a criminal. So a person who wants freedom will say, please, what I want is freedom. I don't want any position. If there is freedom in Biafra today, I will go back to my town. I'm not talking about going to any other. I will move back to my own father's land, in my father's compound. I will put any kind of business. If I can't have any business, I will open one store. Let people come there and drink. I will be happy. So any person that is telling you that freedom is only when he's in position, that person doesn't know what his freedom is all about, and he have not having experience of life. If I tell you what the Igbos in particular is losing in neighboring African countries, if you go inside Cotonou, the business of the Igbos that we are seized is like it's like almost half of Okota.
Very true. You're right.
Billions of dollars. He will cry, he will weep. So any person telling you or trying to sabotage what we are doing, that person is a criminal. That person is a criminal. That's only I will not support anybody going to kill anybody. But that person God will know how to handle any person that is sabotaging what we are doing. Exactly. That is only what I have to contribute in this moment. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You have spoken very well, and your word is spot on. Your word is spot on. Everything we are saying here is just the way it is, raw. That is not mixing word, nothing like being politically correct. We say it the way it is. If you don't want freedom, there's no problem. Remain in your slavery, but don't discourage those who are pursuing their freedom, and you come out and say that it is not obtainable. Only a madman will say that freedom is not obtainable. We know it is not easy. It is not cheap. And we are ready to make those sacrifices. The sacrifice have been made already. Just like my brother Akonye Wetere said. The same people who were there in the midst of this problem, who built the foundation of this problem today, when you talk, how can you open mouth and say that it is not possible to talk about Biafra again? You open your mouth and begin to call the youths that had more information that you had then. Every time they claim this information, we don't know anything. We know more than they know now then. What we know now, they don't know it then. If they have the knowledge that the Biafra generation of this Biafra have, they will never have surrendered. If they have the information the Biafra of today have, they will never, ever have surrendered. But each time they jump out, they say, oh, you don't know anything. You are not born during the war. You were not there. You didn't fight the war. But the information that the present Biafrans have digged out, information we have digged out in this generation, if they had it then, they would have never, ever surrendered. And by now, Biafra will be bubbling as a free nation of its own. We will not be the one fighting the battle. We will be enjoying. They would have handed over to us a sane country. In as much as you are afraid, you have fought your own battle, all you need to do is encourage the youths. Don't discourage them. Encourage those. We're not telling you to come to the front and carry gun. We're not telling you to come and sponsor even. But keep your mouth shut. Be on your own side. If you ask a question, answer straight to question you're being answered, and don't discourage people who are pursuing their freedom. There is no way you can convince me that the situation is better now than it was in 1967. It is not better. Everything that transpired that time is still happening now, double. Is it bombing? We are still seeing bombing. Is it dead bodies? We are seeing dead bodies. Is it genocide? We have seen genocide. There are mass graves everywhere. Mass graves everywhere. Wait until after when we were free, you begin to see the assumption of mass graves in every part of Biafra land. And somebody will come and tell me to keep silent and not talk. My brother Prince, which you could go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you, Prince. Which you go ahead. If you're there.
Good morning from here, Chuk Survivor. Good morning, my brother. Thank you very much for this program.
Thank you.
With Mr. Greg. I can't see the name of the other person because my screen is very little. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming around. Yeah, with about the guy you were talking about. These were the people that Ojukwu wrote in his own book that made him lose the war. You understand?
Exactly.
These are the Efulefus, the intellectuals. He called them intellectuals because he was born in the midst of intellectuals. But our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and called them intellectuals.
Intellectuals, that's what they are.
Which was the real name for them, because these are saboteurs. That man you see, the interview you're talking about is organized interview. They cannot call True Survivor for that kind of interview because they know that he's going to speak the whole truth. They cannot go to those veterans that came to Finland that made us cry in that convention where they were speaking about their ordeals, about what happened to our people.
Were there.
Yeah, they cannot call those people because those people, most of them, they went home being satisfied that they witnessed Biafra come before them. I had overheard most of them saying that if anything happens to them after the declaration of Biafra, that they are satisfied. Those are the people that if they interview, they're going to say the truth and speak the truth about what really transpired in Biafra. That man you see that they did that interview with is just a sabo to the extreme. These are people, like our brother Greg said, that they sold the struggle. They sold that civil war, that Biafran war. They sold our internal leader, Ojukwu. These are people, these are saboteurs. It is in their blood. Like our leader said, that any of them that you see the government of Nigeria and the British people are still embracing them. These are people they worked with. They know them and they know themselves. And for that man to open up his old gutter mouth to say that it talk about 1966 Q, it means that he's just trying to turn things around to blame us. That's what they do. They will come on to blame you that the 1966 Q was what brought about the whole issue. No, they've been killing our people right from onset. They have been killing the Igbos, especially right from onset. They've been killing us. In 1940 something, there was a massacre. Yes, there was a massacre being recorded. So they've been massacring us. That for that man to come up and say that it's because of the 1966 Q, he's just telling a blatant lie. He just wanted to sugarcoat the words. So these are people we don't need to listen to them. Our government don't even need to go close to them. Let them stay with what they believe. He believes that Biafra should not come. We believe that Biafra has come because it has been declared and nothing is going to stop it this time. So, Brother Chuks, when we talk about the seed at home, like the topic of today, I'm so grateful that our people, they are still mindful of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And our people, you see, they come up to know that this is still part of the referendum that we are doing. The world knows it, they're saying it. But you know one thing, I don't know how we're going to get our people from other parts of the other states of Biafra, because this sit at home should be a collective thing. Did you know one thing? I began to make my own research one day. I found out that if the 40 states of Biafra could lock down, like the 5 states of the Biafran land that is doing this, if the 40 states of Biafra could shut down on Monday, Brother Chuks, do you know that it's the damage we will do to the zoo is kind of damage that they've never experienced in their life before. And you see one thing, our people trading both in Lagos and Abuja and other parts of the zoo, you know, is because we are so stubborn. Because this Monday sit at home should have been a general thing all over, both those in Lagos. If the whole market in Lagos could shut down, do you know how much the zoo will lose? There wouldn't be any breathing space for the zoo. If they could do it for 1 month, 2 months, the zoo will release our supreme leader by force. But you see, and that's also we tell the world that we are over ready to march down to our home. Fine, we are ready. But I'm just saying in essence, you know, our people, they're like being stubborn. The money on Monday morning, they go to shop, knowing fully well that we're having an extreme problem, a big problem that we really need to tackle. You understand? Not just because of our leader or because of Simon Ekpa, but it's just that the killings in our land, this is too much. It is going to extreme. You see how they invade us all the time with all those gullible politicians and those that felt that they are billionaires, you know. These are people sponsoring the zoo, supporting the zoo to do what they are doing in our land. And it's high time we get together and put it to a total stop. That Monday should be no movement in the whole 40 states of Biafra. It's just creating an awareness. We will look for a way to create that awareness within other states so that they should understand what we're talking about. And besides, from the 40 states, we'll be getting down to people trading in Lagos, Abuja. Even if it gets to us, which are in diaspora, on Mondays, we could also sit at home from our work. That is how the country you're living in and the world will know that, yes, imagine in the whole Europe, where we have doctors, in the whole America, where we have doctors, if everybody could sit at home on Monday, the world will get an alert. People will begin to talk about Biafra. We don't even need to go to podcasts to table our matter. They will be talking of us. Because if you go to a country like US, you have engineers that are Biafrans. You have doctors that save lives that are Biafrans, which are well-known doctors in the United States of America. If you go to UK, they are there. If we all could sit at home on Monday, imagine the message we're passing to the world. You understand? Yeah. So it's just creating that awareness. For me, I gone through that research, and I believe it's hard, it's difficult though. But if we can make it happen, that is a top-notch thing for us to do. And I also believe that after today's inauguration of Trump, I think our DPM will be coming out with a press conference. Then we're going to hear everything that happened. And I know that our Chukwokike is before us and behind us. And he that made this possible had a reason for making it possible. And his reasons always is a special and great reasons, you know, positive one. So I believe that in no time, we'll have good news from there also. But also, we, as Noichineke Nazon as own way, both our youth back home, we should be ready. Let's not just stand and be waiting for one person, because they said that freedom is being taken, is not being given. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violence that take it by force. So we are Biafrans. We should all get up our asses up, you know. Let's stop waiting for the government. We should think of what we are going to do for the country also. It's all our country. That is our last hope. Thank you very much, Shoe Survivor, and thank you everyone on this space and the ones listening on the chat section. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. You have spoken well. And when it comes to the sit-at-home Biafrans, everyone that is doing it and sit at home, please continue to do so. We know that we have challenges in the coastal region. We have so many challenges out there. And that does not mean that the coastal region are not playing their own part. They are playing their major role. And after this declaration, it was supposed to be a different ballgame. There's already a plan that was made by the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, on how to lock the entire 40 state down. But you know, the enemies have come to distract us. And this time around, there are so many responsibilities and challenges ahead of the government. And the government is being very mild to make sure that we capture things back the way it's supposed to be. And before we can be able to move with that force. If not for this distraction, after the declaration of Biafra, by now it would have been a different ballgame. It would have been a different thing. Today, it would have been, Trump would have come in to realize and see clearly where the smoke is coming from. But unfortunately, the enemy interrupted as always. They always try to delay us and delay us and delay us, but they can never deny us our freedom. That is one thing for sure. But for those of us in Biafra land, continue to stand on your ground. Anything you are doing, continue to do so. The 5-star states that we know are doing marvelously well, and they will continue to do so. And those in the coastal region are doing their own part in their own way, they will continue to do so. Let everybody continue to put hands together. We are going to get there. A time is going to come when the entire nation will be sealed up, and there is no question about it. It is going to happen. It's going to happen, and we're getting there as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's hear from our brother, Apostle Stephen. Apostle Stephen, go ahead and speak to us. After Apostle Stephen, then we can hear from our beloved brother Chidi. Apostle Stephen, are you there? Okay. Go ahead. And
yeah. Good morning from here, from my side.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Everyone in this space. And I just want to say, God, thank you for the level we are into. And I want to say this, like one point I want to make concerning those people that sometimes they come and vomit some certain things in interview in Nigeria. Nobody should take them serious. Right? They let them, even if anytime they speak, it should not be kind of topic online. Why should this person say it? If anyone that is that have experienced what called Biafra war, that is living now, that God still give life, is living happily, is enjoying himself, it means that he will never mention, allow you to mention Biafra or freedom of any other person. Yeah. So they are enjoying themselves. So, and anytime you see them sitting in the national television of Nigeria media and begin to speak, it is later, it is an invitation given to them, and they know what they will speak and what they will say. It's just to come to demoralize other young youth looking for freedom. So another thing I want to say is that talking about sit at home, I thank God for people in the homeland. They are really keeping the fire burning, because this Christmas or New Year period I am Nigerian, and I found out that everywhere is still locked down. There is no two ways about it. And like what you said, if I'm not being the people and the others that the devil is using, but all those things is what we see in freedom. Because if it's not them that being bought over, by now it's another story that we'll be hearing. But yes. I thank God for you, and I thank God for Deputy Prime Minister and Chief of Staff, what the kind of strategy that is on. And one thing that gives me more joy is this fundraising of 40 states. It is massive. It is glorious work. I was following it up. What does it mean? It shows that as this fundraising and the 40 states, empowering 40 states of Biafran land, is on, what it shows is that everyone minding their own security. You see this sit at home very soon is going to be wildfire. It's going to be total lockdown. So there's no need about it's a coastal region or whatever. As
Yes,
far
I
as
agree
this
with you.
40 state I am telling you, as far as this 40 state is empowered,
I agree with you.
everybody is about to mind, just completely make sure that your state security is intact. I am telling you that this Monday sit at home is not only about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that it is, yes, it is because of him this sit at home started. But I am telling you, whether they release him or they not release him, sit at home has become a symbol of freedom fight in the Biafran land. There is no way that we say whether if we release it, we stop. If they like, let them hold it. If they don't like, Biafra has gone far. But what we are saying to them, let them release him. The man has already defeated them. There's no way about them keeping. It's just shame holding them. How can he defeat them in their own court? And he told them that I will defeat you in your own court. And they have no choice. They have no choice. They must release him. And I want to tell all the Biafra and those listening that at least deputy prime minister, the woman is dogged, and all the cabinet and the media, you people are doing massively well. And those people that are blabbing and learning around, they have lost it completely. Okay, Nkele and Dotia, Maputa, this one. And like what Emmanuel Lemeju said, that Ogenkele is the one that sold our PM. Ogenkele is the one that sold it, because I followed his analysis few hours ago. He said that the information coming now, and I want you people, media, to put it, just go and make verification about it. Because he said what is holding the prime minister now is money laundering. And the Ogenkele himself is the one that brings the information to say that the prime minister is doing money laundering. In the account himself is managing. Because government of Enugu State, the governor of Enugu State, launch a huge amount of money in that account. So Ogenkele is the one, the Isaiah Ayong is the one that is against our freedom. Is the one that is against our PM. So they did not holding terrorists or whatever arms, whatever the charges. What they're holding now is money laundering, and he's the one that went and committed the information. Why can't he come and do just give an account, simple give an account? If you know that this is a Biafra account you are managing, because he knows what he did. But the Lord will bring him and expose him to the world to see that evil can never last long. Evil can never defeat darkness can never defeat the light. So I want the media to make sure that you people go dig deep in that information. Immediately I had that guy, because I am following every one of you. Immediately I had him. It is true that there's no way you will counter everything you have said. He said that no one is true. The man has done a lot. Everybody, every sabo you have his own level. But Ogenkele's own level is another, and his all the disciples, which is Sonia Palawa and Vam, all of them. But they have already lost it. I just want to encourage everyone that we are making a headway. Only that fundraising on Saturday, he has made it's a mind blowing. Even Musa have started crying again that this woman is a terrible. And Simon Depa said it. Even if he take me, another dangerous person will rise. But we know that our PM will join us. He will, as he have said it, is the last bus stop. He will fight it to the last. Is the end. My generation is the end. I just want to encourage and give the mic to others to say their mind, and we are moving. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Apostle Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. Thank you so much. You have spoken well, and we continue to look into the sit at home. You can see Biafra land is still locked down today, and the update is coming from the platform of the Biafran government in X. That is where I'm getting the information from, and the sit at home is being observed everywhere. And just like my brother said, we do understand the evil work that the saboteurs are doing against our prime minister, and whatever they have to do about terrorism has been dropped. That is very, very true. It has been dropped. And the issue of money laundering that they are bringing, we know the inside work and the propaganda and the evil men that are doing, but the government of Biafra is on top of the game. We have a capable government under Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, and we have the ministries that are working hand in hand daily to make sure that evidence and information are being provided, to make sure that our prime minister comes out victorious. And he is going to come out stronger than ever, very, very soon. Our prime minister is going to come out stronger. So whatever they present as an evidence against him is just a waste of time. We are going to win it as we have always won. Thank you so much. Let us hear from my beloved brother, Chidi. Go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear from you, Chidi.
Hey, brother, just good morning.
Good morning, my brother. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
What I want to tell you is this. I need a Gabon admin number.
Gabon.
Please. Can you get it?
Gabon admin number.
Yeah.
Okay, I will send it to you. I can't get it now because I'm using the phone to stream on somewhere else. You have my WhatsApp number?
I write it somewhere, but I'll forget it. I will look at it. I will look for it.
Yeah, send me a WhatsApp message, then I will get it. I will send you, text you the number. I have the government number is available, but where it is now, I can't be able to set my hand. It's on my phone, and I'm using that phone to stream on Facebook. So,
I will send the message to you later.
Okay. Send the message to me. I will give you the Gabon contacts so I can join them.
Thank you. I love what you are doing. Carry on.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Please, you can tell my Adadio Ramma, if you contact her, tell her to cool down. Those people want to bully her. They are trying to bully the woman.
Yeah, Ada is equal to the task. Ada is not somebody they can bully. Anybody that think he can bully her is
tell her to calm down. Let please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that amazing contribution. We appreciate you. So every Biafran that is watching us and observing wherever you are watching from, I welcome you. Remember, today is a sit at home. Biafra land is under lock and key. If you are in Biafra land and you are not observing the sit at home, you're on your own. Whatever happens to you, don't blame anybody. Do not blame anybody. Everything we are doing today is to make sure the life and properties of Biafrans are safe. Nigeria is not there for us. They are not there to fight for us. They are there to take us out. But the responsibility of the Biafran government is to make sure that every life and property of Biafrans are secured. That is the primary objective of the government of Biafra under Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. We must continue to stand strong and do what we have to do. Don't allow anybody to discourage you in the pursuit of your freedom. No matter what happens, no matter the propaganda you hear from right, left, and center, no matter the blackmails, no matter the lies you hear on daily basis, do not allow anybody to discourage you. Discouragement will always come. They will always make you feel as if you're committing a crime. There is nothing like a crime pursuing your freedom. You have the right to ask for your freedom. You have the right to do what you have to do. You have the right to request for self-determination. International law supports that. African peoples and human rights law supports that. And to an extent, even Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. But when it comes to Biafran people, anything we put hand, they don't want it to succeed. Just like they have revealed in one of their media, Showore revealed and said that Nigerians, they believe that crimes against the Biafran people, more especially the Igbos, is not crime against human rights. They feel they can do anything against the Biafran people and get away with it. They feel they can do anything against the Igbos and get away with it. And that is what they are meant to believe. And we have to prove to them that that is wrong. And that is why we are no longer waiting on anybody today to come and fight for us. Neither are we putting our hope, our strength on somebody else. We have taken the challenge upon ourselves. We have taken the challenge on ourselves and want to make sure that our freedom is guaranteed. It doesn't matter what the enemies are saying. It does not matter their blackmail or propaganda. It does not matter which angle they are coming from. The pursuit of our freedom is something we must continue to do until we are completely free. And our freedom we must have. No matter what the enemies are saying out there, no matter the language they speak, no matter how they cook their lies and propaganda, our freedom can never, ever be sold out for anything. No amount of money can be enough to buy our freedom. That is why Biafran people today are speaking loud in Biafra land. Sitting at home every Monday, as of today, you look at Biafra land, you see Biafra land under lock and key. Nobody is enforcing it. Nobody is being forced. It is just to make a clear statement. And our people have realized that it is also a way to let the world know about the referendum that we are in one side. There is nothing anybody can do to stop us. Their propaganda, their blackmail, their distraction cannot work. Nigeria is not a country. It is a country that is meant to destroy. It is a terrorist country. And when we call it a terrorist country, it is not that we are making it up. We are not just trying to say it out of hatred or because we don't like them. No, it is what they are. It is a terrorist country. I didn't just say it. The people in that zoo, their politicians, confessed to the terrorism of Nigeria. And they have continued on that path to tomorrow. They are not changing. So it is based on what they do, based on their action. That is why we call the government a terrorist government. They sponsor terrorism directly and indirectly. They sponsor it and they speak about it in the public. They announce it in the public. So when we say this word and we touch this word, we are only highlighting it for people to know what is going on. It is not as if we are making it up. And I'm going to play a video to show you from their own conventional media that the testimony of Nigeria being a terrorist country was not made by Biafrans. It was made by the Northerners. They confess to that. And they continue to push that terrorism direction. I want you to listen to this video.
Merging on how Nigeria got itself into the current insecurity that has spread to many parts of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, brought into the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsmen menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property. Baraje, who once served as the party's national secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, said the Fulani men causing havoc in the country are not aboriginal to Nigeria. Well, to speak more on the allegation of importing Fulani militias from Mali, Sierra Leone, Senegal to fuel insecurity so as to win the 2015 elections, former PDP National Chairman Alhaji Kawu Barje joins us on Newsday. Good to have you on the program.
Before this man will speak, you have heard it. How the insecurity they are crying about today, talking about today, that they want to put on the Biafran agitators, the insecurity that they are shouting today, how the Nigerian government, under this APC, sponsored the terrorists to enter Nigeria from all parts of West Africa. A member of the APC chieftain is confessing to this. You have heard the person who presented it, they say it. How they entered, how the cause of this insecurity. You are hearing insecurity, the loss of life, the bandits you are seeing today, the terrorists that they have renamed with different kinds of names. It was the Nigerian government, the APC government, that invited them to come in. Only purpose is to win election. And they have to help them win election, and then they give them a portion of land. And their target is Biafra land. That is where they are targeted. And some other places. Everywhere where you have Christians, that is where they are targeted. More especially Biafra land is their target. A promise they were made. The government of Nigeria entered into agreement with these terrorists to come and help them win election. And they won. Today, the terrorist government of APC is pretending not to know why insecurity is everywhere. They pretend. Now you are going to hear a confession from the chieftain himself, how they brought the insecurity and the terrorism you are seeing in the Socio-political Republic today. Let's hear from him.
Thank you so much.
Haji Kawu, thank you so much for being here. So that was very revelatory, the allegations being made here. I'm just wondering the timing of this revelation and what role you might have played in all of this.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I just want to, we are not surprised. I am not surprised because this is the period that political mudslingers will continue to want to cling to the last straw when their own party is sinking. PDP is not sinking. I am not sinking. I am not in APC. And I would never be in APC. What I said categorically was that in 2014-15, in preparation for 2015 elections, all efforts were made to ensure that APC came into power. And as a build-up towards that election, APC never, or some people in APC never thought they were going to win an election. So all manners of scandals were prepared, to ensure that if APC didn't win, then Nigeria may not stay. That's what I said. And the correct thing was carried. And I'm so surprised that some mischief makers are at work. Even last week, they came up to say to put my name on the record that I am defecting to APC. And I told them that that's their wishes. It is this period that any sinking party will be looking for good character to smear, and not me, Abubakar Kawaraji. That's my stand.
Now, I'd like to follow up on something that you mentioned earlier. You said that you were indeed with the APC, but that you quickly left before you got your fingers burnt. Can you explain what you meant by that statement?
Yeah. You see, when political parties and associations form alliances, they form alliances based on some agreements. Such agreements becomes operational if such party that was put into focus comes into power. APC was the party that various groups came together to form. And it came around at a time when we had some internal problems in PDP. And I happened to be pushed forward to provide leadership for the group that was coming from the PDP, which was known as the new PDP, the defunct new PDP. So we were on agreement on certain issues. And immediately we came into power. No sooner that we realize that those agreements were being violated. We have to go back because we stood for honesty, we stood for fighting for the masses, and the idea that we had before we went to agreement was that the individuals that we were meeting in APC, as they refer to themselves as progressive, the idea they had was not progressive enough for us. That's what I mean.
All right, Alaji Baraje. Speaking of...
This was the man who made that confession that they talked about. But you see, Nigerian, for what it is, they always report their news and they downse it, and people cannot be able to catch up what is happening. You saw her when she was making the introduction. I want to play her own introduction again, so you understand the role this man played. He was the one that made the confession how the Zoological Republic took terrorists to come and help them win election. And they are the source of the insecurity you are seeing today. This is not the very first time this man's name is well called, but at least you have seen his picture. The man who was there in the forefront. He said he ran away before his fingers were burnt, with other stories he's telling.
On how Nigeria got itself into the current insecurity that has spread to many parts of the country. A former chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, that's Abubakar Kawu Baraje, traced the origin of the current insecurity in the country to the influx of Fulani from neighboring countries like Sierra Leone, Mali, Senegal, Niger, and Chad, brought into the country for election purposes back in 2015. He also backed self-help initiatives of the Southwest governors, stating that responses of Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho to the herdsmen menace were necessary because the federal government failed in its principal responsibility to secure life and property. Baraje, who once served as the party's national secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, said the Fulani men causing havoc in the country are not aboriginal to Nigeria.
Now, you have heard it. For you to understand this very news properly, I'm going to play the video that was made by the people that these terrorists kidnapped and what they told them, the contract they have with the government and what their plans is. Listen to this very confession. The people that they kidnapped, after they kidnapped this set of people and they released them, they sent them a message to the government, and their demand was very clear and direct. Let's hear that.
Leader?
Is the leader.
Did he say his name?
Yes, he said his name, something like Kachalla Ali. Something like Kachalla Ali. They were just complaining about the government, that the government promising them something during the election. All these fake promises of politics. So they didn't fulfill it. That was what tempted them to be into this bandit of 18 and kidnapping. But
you didn't hear it. Government reached agreement with these bandits. They promised them, they made a promise to them that they should help them win election. After winning election, that they are going to give them land, give them education, give them whatever in their land, and give them a land to settle. It's agreement. And now they are waiting for that thing to be fulfilled. And now the same people they invited have now taken over, taking innocent life. This is the genesis of the insecurity that they try to blame on the agitators. The genesis of this, the Fulani herdsmen you are seeing today that have surrounded Biafra and surrounded every part of Nigeria, was brought in by the government of the day. That is why we call them a terrorist government. I want you to hear it again from this lady. Hear it and hear it clear. I will allow you to play through.
something like Kachalla Ali. Something like Kachalla Ali. They were just complaining about the government, that the government promising them something during the election. All this.
The government promised them something during the election. These terrorists, government promised them something during the election. They brought them, used them to win election, and promised them something during the election.
Fake promises of politics. So they didn't fulfill it. That was what tempted them to be into this bandit of 18 and kidnapping. But what they promised us that, and I asked one of them that, what do you want from the government? They were telling us that what we want is that if the government can fulfill their promises. And I asked them what was their promises. They were saying that shelter.
Shelter. Where are you going to give them that shelter? Shelter simply means giving them the land. And which land is empty in this so-called Nigeria that there's no people accommodating? Which land? Which shelter are you preparing to be people you brought from different parts of West Africa to come and settle? Now you understand.
The government promised them to give them hospital, good education. They will pay some of them salaries, something like that, farms and everything. But the government refused. After the election was fulfilled, the government now decided not to fulfill their promises. That was what they've been saying. It's government.
So, 7 days in the bush. How were you faring? What were you eating? What were you drinking?
We've been drinking dirty water. That is the river water. The water they will bath with the water in the river. They will now give us to drink it. I'm very happy. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for rescuing us, because most of my family was the largest members of this thing. Kidnapped this thing. We are the largest, about 16. So when we are there, we are just thinking how our parents were feeling, and because we've even lose hope already that we're going to die. We are not going to see our family. But we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we survive and we are here with our family. But my advice is for the government now. Please, the government should do something very fast, because these people are dangerous. What we are seeing is that most of the arms you people are not expecting they have it, and they can deal with any.
Did you hear that? Most of the arms you think that this we don't have, they have it. The most important is most of the arms you think they have it. And what are they going to do? They need their land that you promised them. A land that you will develop for them. That is why today they have been given free hand to run down to the southeast and take over all the bushes. Any place they conquer becomes their own. And you want to fold their hand for them to conquer you? Not Biafra land.
People are not expecting they have it, and they can deal with any other person.
My fellow Biafrans that are watching, the purpose of playing this video is for those of them in the world who, when we call Nigeria a terrorist government, Nigerian government a terrorist government, they think we are making it up. They think we are being too extreme. We are not just saying it out of anger or to smear their name. It is truth. It is a fact that the government of the day is a terrorist government, sponsored, instituted by terrorists, and they have continued to terrorize their citizens in different ways up to this day. They terrorize them with hunger, terrorize them with bad economy, terrorize them with security. People are losing their life on a daily basis. Now you see why whenever this bandit attack, nobody goes after them. Instead of using their Tucano jet on the terrorists, they are using it on Biafrans. You always see them flying their jet over Biafra land. You never see them fly their jet over the terrorist zone, because they reach agreement and these are the people that they brought into the country. But for us Biafrans, we have had more than enough, and we are walking out of the zoo. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, we are going to be free. Today is a very special Monday. While Biafrans are sitting at home as always, we are waiting to have an update from the United States of America on the Donald Trump inauguration. The Donald Trump inauguration is going to happen today, and Biafra will be fully represented. We will be waiting to see the videos that are going to come out, and we are going to share with you information that we're going to get, and we believe it will mark a new beginning. I appreciate everyone who have been part of this program, wherever you are joining from. Thank you so much for being part of this program. Always be prepared for what is coming. We shall overcome. Before I round up, I'll allow my brother Prince Iwuchukwu, if you are still there, give us a closing remark before I close this program. Prince Iwuchukwu, are you there? Are you there, Prince Iwuchukwu? If you're there, give us your closing remark before I round up the program.
Yeah, I'm here, my brother. I'm here, okay, my beloved brother. I'm here. It's just that my closing remarks is as in just putting up to everybody. We should bear in mind that the struggle for this our liberation that has been declared, it's for us to protect the land, give the total support to the present government of USB being led by Dr. Ngozi, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oraveze, and our leader, Onyendu. We should all put it in our mind and put also Mazi Simon Ekpa on our minds. Yes. The enemies are out to destroy us, but we should not allow it to happen. We should all support our government, and everybody back home, those at homeland, should be very, very vigilant. When you see something, say something. Absolutely. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't let it be late. Then you will not say you wanted to say or you saw it when it was happening. No. If you see something, say something. That is the power of information that we need to spread around within ourselves to make sure that we secure our land. These Maludas, we don't know them, they don't know us. We're never going to give them access to having our lands. We're never going to live in IDP camps. That is not the call for we Biafrans. So everybody should be up and doing and know how we're going to give our government the full support they need from us. Thank you very much. And thank you, Chooks Survivor. And thank you, everyone around. I hail all Biafran. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for being part of the program from the beginning to end. Fellow Biafrans, I thank everybody that have been part of this program. Those of us in Biafra land, I appreciate everyone that is participating in the seat at home. May Chukwu come and God and strengthen all of you. Every Biafran, wherever you are blessed. I pray for our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oraveze, for God's protection, direction, safety, and security. Wherever she might go, that Almighty Chukwu Biafra should put word into her mouth to speak for Biafra. I pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, for strength, for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and for him to join us as soon as possible. I pray for our Supreme Mazi Nandekan, wherever he is. Pray for Mazi Nandekan for his freedom. Very soon. Today is a special day where we remember him. May Chukwu Biafra bring him back to us very soon. And we commit the inauguration of Donald Trump into the hand of Chukwu Biafra today to be a success, and it will be to our own favor. We pray that everything that is going to happen there will be to the glory of Chukwu Biafra. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. See you again next time.
Biafra, the land of the rising sun. Ndane kumakahabo, Ndi Biafra, Umu Checo, Israel na Africa, na the Gulf of Guinea. Hey, Biafra is sure. His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic. Omogen anabata in Europe. I na sigin no. Obato bienke Biafra. Onye nkunku akwa ụmụ Biafra. Otu arịrị nke Biafra. Anụ nkankampi. Mmejiri gbago onye irasi na ọdịrọ nkọ. Oche na mmụọ. Ọdịkenke